Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sri Ram. Yes, the appearance of Sri Ram. Yeah, 27th, Friday. 27th Friday of March. Appearance date of Sri Ram. You know, there's so much going on in the world and everything, but sometimes we look over things that are really positive. Last year, uh, Chaitanya Math organized a program in Bengal, and they even were able to pay airplane tickets for people from this side of India to fly into Bengal and be part of the program. It doesn't show so much opulence, but it shows the eagerness to want to do a program with all the devotees. Incredible eagerness. So this year they organized a place also in Chandigarh. Chandigarh is a city that is very, very, very well mapped out. It's like Vastu Shastra, the whole city. and you have to keep up that system too. You can't just throw any shack up, so. And then just right outside the city, they left it a forest. So they got the two essential things. Everything's all set up nicely, easy to travel around in, according to Vastu Shastra, everything. So they're doing the program. It's actually an 8-day program. It started, let's see, it started, 24th was the devotees were arriving and everything. And it'll go up to the 29th. The devotees will start leaving. So it's about 5-day program. So, but very nice. Last year they were feeding per day 3 times 40,000 devotees. And this means, like, I'm calling devotees. It's just like any person who wants to be part of it. So is anybody around there. So now, another thing here is that finally I was able to take off the blankets and everything so you can actually see what this room is like. There's Nitai, Jai Nitai, and there's Gora. They've been to 17 countries, quite a few countries. They've done Padiyatra and everything. Installed in 1989, you could say, the Memorial Day weekend, 1989. That was May, around 28th and 29th, 1989. So they're pretty merciful. Let's see, you're not staying into focus. There we go. Yeah, and then up there is Taru Nath Chunds. Tarnath Chand was the person who made that murti up there of Radha and Krishna and like in Seva Kunj. I like it so much. And then of course, there's Yamuna Devi, Vishaka Devi. Oh, now they're out there again. And Ganapati, he was made, and there was a temple at Gopinath Bhavan, and at the entrance to the temple, they had this Ganesh. So when they had the temple, it fell apart and everything. So I asked little Ganesh to come over here and be part of the ashram. Then there's Jayadev Goswami, and you can't see it, but he's sitting on when they make a samadhi, they'll put in the samadhi some limestone, which is cut in the way of feet. And then the people, they come and they touch the limestone feet. So when the samadhi was falling apart, and Krishna Lasini and myself, we were putting the money for repairing that samadhi. They didn't want those feet, so I brought them to the ashram. Those feet are like, they calculated, because there was some indication that at least 350 to more years back that samadhi was made. So, well, if you want to get on a platform where you're going to the origin, you're not getting the reaction. You're getting the origin. The origin doesn't have a reaction. But as soon as you get the origin and you start getting further away from the origin, you get the reaction from the origin, and then that reaction causes another reaction, and then that reaction causes another reaction. So you get just a down the line, and you may get closer to the origin. You may see some, maybe the shadow of the origin. And you may even get even better, and you may see the effulgence of the origin. But just take, for instance, electricity. What is the origin of something like that? Okay, Edison and everything, they discovered it. It was already there, but they discovered it. But what is this origin? So what does electricity actually do, and like looking at it like the whole substance of electricity? It's a motivator. Yeah, it's a motivator. It motivates the elements. It gives motion to the elements. So if one goes further and further back, to the beginning, then the motivator is only Prem Bhakti. Not that it's one of the motivators. Prem Bhakti is the only motivator. It's the only thing that's actually motivating. And even the elements are motivated by this, all the elements. If you three modes of material nature, it can't exist without the motivation of Prem Bhakti. It can't exist. That's it. It can't exist. So if I wanted the latest mobile computer and this, that, and the other, and AI, I would have to go all the way back to that prime motivator, which is Prem Bhakti. And within our atmosphere, Radharani is that motivator. She is the one that's gone out. She's the one that's motivating. So just with that thought, look at things in a way that the motivator is Radharani. It can't exist without some motivation, some inspiration. And then then you can't say, like bombing somebody and you may be part of the bombing, the getting bombed. You can't like glorify it like, oh, this is Prem Bhakti. But something like Srila Prabhupada, he could yeah, he's sitting in his in his room. He's still living on Gandhi Boulevard or Gandhi Marg or Gandhi. Well, that's where he's sitting. He's sitting there, and he's eating his kachoris. His wife made him some kachoris, nice hot. He liked kachoris, so he's sitting there. He's taking his kachoris, and he's writing down. He's saying, he can hear the bombs falling because a bomb back then had a little propeller on the back end, and the propeller would help explode the bomb. So he could hear that bomb coming closer and closer, but he was just sitting there and eating his kachoris. And everybody else was running for the shelter because they had air raid sirens going off like mad in Calcutta. I can't duplicate it right now, but you can imagine it. The whole Calcutta had air raid sirens going that they're bombing us. Everybody please take shelter. And Srila Prabhupada is sitting eating his kachoris. And he's like seeing, oh, actually, this is the energy of the universal form. This is one form of Krishna. This is what he's thinking about. And of course, he's walking out of his room and he's seeing people in pieces and he's seeing dogs ripping them apart and everything. But he's saying this is the energy of the universal form, the Virat. He's not seeing some enemy or something like that. But he could even go back and see its Prem Bhakti, because that's the motivator. The motivator is the origin of the origin of the origin, the cause of the causes, is Prem Bhakti. It's just that we use it against our own benefit. Yeah, against our own benefit, we use this motivation. We don't use it in favor of our own benefit. Because the only thing you want to do is see, you want to be real with yourself. You want to be real with your environment. You want all these things, but that takes vision of what is this that is motivating me. We got a lot of motivators. Like in the morning, you have to run to the bathroom, or then later on, you have to eat. And then there's so many motivators. Yeah. So, let's see. We'll get a little closer here. So it doesn't take too much talking about it. You'd have to just keep on going over the same thing again and again and again. But that's actually the motivator. That's actually the origin. That's the most important thing. Yeah, most important thing. Everything else is a duplicate, a artificial, a so many things. Without the motivation or and we have misused the motivation, trying to like capture it. Yeah, and it's like grabbing an electrical wire that runs the metro. The electric wires that run the metro are 25,000, watts. So you're grabbing a hold of a wire that, and we're trying to control it. uh, that's just how things go. Uh, you could definitely just like keep on thinking about it and trying to grasp it. At least we gotta use it in the right way, like it was made. But the other thing is, like, you want to be able to understand the whole origin. You don't want the substitute. You don't want the shadow. You don't want the duplicate. You want the origin. I mean, there is an Upanishad that says that Krishna is Ras. But yeah, you can say Krishna is Ras. But to a more point of view of the living entity, Radharani is the treasure chest of Ras. So her being the treasure chest of Ras, even if he is Ras, let me be a duty, a messenger carrying the Ras to Krishna. At least let me do that. Yeah. So the messenger, the carrier of Ras to Krishna, that's how it's getting to him, then is getting also the effect and the benefits. So there is a personality that was a duty. And Madhvacharya was that personality who was a duty. But Madhvacharya is the personality's appearance in the Kali Yuga age and the supporter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement that's coming. So he brought the message. He brought out the message. He brought it closer to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then even in Krishna Lila, that messenger was Nandini Saki. Yeah, that messenger was Nandini Saki, the same Madhvacharya appearing. Then Nandini and Saki appears in the Leelas of Krishna. But now we're in the Leelas of Sri Ram today. So that same personality, who was Madhvacharya, who was Nandini Saki, who is then in Ram's time, it was Hanuman. He was a duty. He was a messenger carrier. These personalities is like a nice, beautiful Shaligram Shila, who's been with us for many years. And then there's a Govardhan Shila. And right in the middle, there's a small Shaligram Shila. And that's the manifestation of Varaha. So the ashram does have a little statue Murti of Sri Ram, but here I am in my room and giving you a little view of a Shaligram who's Ra, and one of the 10, most avatars, you know, avatars of Krishna. So, yeah, small little boy. And he's blessed the place. So let's just try to, and try, like everything has expanded from the motivation of Radha. Everything has expanded. And it's expanded in a good way when it was used with Prem Bhakti in mind. And it's a very bad way. It's like grabbing a hold of that 25,000 watt wire and trying to control it, you know? So all these things that have emanated from it up until, like the most aggressive is the AI. Aggressive because it's just trying to exploit. For a devotee, it can always be used in Krishna service. For the non-devotee, it'll be used for exploitation. Because I have to admit, I'm still in the non-devotee category. I'm still trying to exploit because I'm fighting for life, fighting to have food, fighting to have a place, fighting for this, fighting for that. It's very difficult. Yeah. So I'll leave it at this and just try to you know, try to grasp the idea and try to get back to the prime motivators because you don't want a substitute. You want something that's, like tangible and real and something you can have within your grasp. And yeah. So leave it at that and have a nice Ram Navami.